Gonna take a second this morning to talk about campaign goals in an advertising campaign. Okay, everybody seems to think that if you're gonna run an advertising campaign, the goal needs to be ROI, ROI, ROI. That is not entirely factual. Now, if you're a small business and you're watching every dime, yeah, I get it. You want to spend $1 and you want to get $1.10 back or whatever it is to make it profitable. Completely understand that. But I'm gonna tell you about two campaigns I worked on for a while when I had my ad agency in Atlanta, and one of them was Welch's Fruit Snacks. So Welch's Fruit Snacks did a campaign every summer right before school. We called it their back to school campaign, and the whole goal of that campaign was to bring awareness to moms with kids about, just the product in general. Now, people know what Welch's Fruit Snacks is. We didn't really need to educate them on what it is. We just wanted to make people aware that, hey, you're sending your kid back to school. It is time to get your lunch in order, and that's the campaign. And then I worked on another campaign for an over-the-counter pharmaceutical company. And yes, the campaign was direct response, and it created coupons for people to redeem. So people did redeem the coupons, and they got sales out of it. That was part of it. But the other part of the campaign, which a lot of people just don't talk about, is creating visibility to be bought. Okay, so this was a small pharmaceutical company. They did an over-the-counter pharmaceutical. They were an independent, and they were doing advertising and building up their sales and building up their shelf space in pharmacies to ultimately get bought up by somebody else. So it's not necessarily a B2C, a business to consumer ad campaign. That was part of it, but the ultimate goal of that campaign was to create enough awareness about that brand so that one of the big pharmaceutical companies would come in and buy it. So the point of this video is that not every campaign is centered around ROI on an individual sale-to-sale basis. There are extenuating circumstances in a lot of campaigns and peripheral effects that occur from just being out and about and doing your advertising for your business. So you may well do B2C, business to consumer advertising to generate sales, but you also might see the next big guy looking to buy you up and seeing that your brand is out in the stratosphere there and people know who you are, and makes you a commodity for a buyout or for some sort of other opportunity to grow your business. So make sure you understand and have truly defined goals of what your marketing, your intention with your marketing is, because it does make a really huge difference. And once you narrow down your audience and narrow down your intention and goal, then you can go about figuring out, what mediums to use and what type of marketing. Is it branding? Is it brand awareness? Is it direct response, etc.? But you have to define those first couple things to make sure you're making it as effective as possible. Contact 16W Media Group. We know how to do all this stuff. We can definitely help you and guide you through the process and make sure we're limiting the amount of waste and amount of trial and effort that you're going through to get your brand off the ground or to get it to the next level. Contact us today. Our information will be in the comments section of this post. See you soon.